You're listening to the sound of the Coach's Corner. Ready, set, go.
That's right, DCC. Are you ready for the hardcore motivation, daily inspiration, and sure up your spiritual foundation on DCC? If you want more on the go and you need to know, www.415-96radio.com. Join us there as we cheer you on to the finish line of life. This is not your mama's show. This show is for the new generation of those young men and women who know and realize that I've done enough foolish things, I've made enough mistakes, and now it is my time to accept the philosophy of DCC. That is, I am the common denominator to every situation. Join me at www.415-96radio.com. That's www.415-96radio.com. And follow me on Twitter.
You're listening to the sound of the Coach's Corner.
I want to ask you a question. Who's coaching you? Who's asking you the tough questions? Who's telling you, man, you're the common denominator to all of your issues and challenges? Who's telling you, man, all day long you become the magnetic pulse that attracts to you both good and bad? I want to be your life coach. I want to be the one that cheers you on to the finish line. I want to be the one that you ask the tough questions. And it doesn't mean that I have all the answers, but that means that you have a partner, someone who believes in you, not the you see right now, but the you can't imagine, the you that you are to become, the you are destined to be. I always say we both need the positive and the negative. It's not enough to have the knowledge of the matter, but we must have the wisdom as well. For wisdom settles it. And that's what I want to offer you as you join me on the Coach's Corner. I want to offer you the wisdom of the matter. Maybe it might be relationships, talking about our campaigns for more, for life, the dark room of our subconscious, our spiritual journey, whatever it is. I want to be there to encourage you, to build you, to challenge you, to cheer you on to the finish line. I'm qualified to do this. Why? Because I'm you.
Qualified to do this because I'm you. This is yours truly, Marcus Salette, a.k.a. The Coach, on the microphone right here and right now. And thank you so much for joining us on the Coach's Corner on SIBN Radio Networks. As we appreciate you. As we approach this microphone, we admit and acknowledge right now that we have some baggage, some issues. And yes, we believe that we have bumped our heads enough to be able to bring you the wisdoms of the matter. And so I trust and I hope that you would allow us to share with you. And we can earn that right to speak into your life, your career, whatever have you. And today we're talking about overcompensation will obligate you unfairly. Overcompensation will obligate you unfairly. Not only you, but those who you are in covenant or in dealings with. I would be remiss if I did not say thank you very much to all of those of you who have joined me around the world from all various walks of life. I want to say thank you to the Blog Talk Radio listeners. Thank you so much, Stitcher Radio listeners. Thank you so much, Shoutcast Radio listeners. Thank you so much, Spreaker listeners. Thank you so much for those that join us at www.415-96radio.com. And thank you for following us on Twitter. And if you dare, go follow us on Facebook, SIBN Radio, the Coach's Corner on SIBN Radio, right there on Facebook. Let's get to work. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Overcompensation obligates you unfairly, and it overexerts your energies. It overexerts your energies because there's nothing like working to accomplish a goal, and then you are right back where you started. whether it be in business or whether it be in personal relationships, whether it be in a love or romantic setting, whether it be with your parents, whether it be perhaps in the office, in the studio, on your grind, it doesn't matter. Overcompensation will always obligate you unfairly. Well, let's talk about overcompensation for a moment. It is when you give beyond the required measure. I need some help. Let me pause and let you think about it. Overcompensation is when you give beyond a measure. There is a biblical story whereby all those that were in fellowship and koinonia, which is the Greek word for fellowship, all these individuals who saw the vision gave relentlessly. Now, this is a weird example, but the point of that story is that the ministers and the bishops and all those that were head of this audacious work told all the people to stop giving. I need some help. They told them, stop giving. We have too much. You have brought more than what we need. Now, when was the last time you heard a pastor, a bishop, a rector, a priest say, stop giving? We have more than what we need. When was the last time you heard that in a relationship? Stop giving. I have more than what I need. You have given beyond measure. You have given beyond the requirement. I need some help. But I want to expose to you that that story is that story is composed of those who had wholesome conditioning. That story is composed of those who had a good sense in their giving and their exchange. Well, this overcompensation obligates you unfairly today, the topic today, is not necessarily from that vein. This vein that I'm talking about is when we are in relationships, whether business, whether personal, or whatever relationship you're in, where we give too much, and more often than not, we give too soon too much. I need some help. And you wonder then why you don't get the respect, why you don't get the honor, why opportunities are escaping you, why opportunities are coming, but yet your character is not able to characterize or categorize or properly capitalize off that obligation, off that opportunity. I need some help right there. You need to tweet me on Twitter. You know, Coach, you're right on the money with that one right there. Twitter at Select USA TV, SALETT USA TV. Follow me right there. But, you know, overcompensation obligates you unfairly. I mean, it not only obligates you unfairly, but it obligates those who you are dealing with unfairly. And then you wonder why the outburst, why the mama for your drama, why you can't move past certain mileposts. And most people are hanging on yesterday's achievements. I mean, that's one of the things that we do as humans, and it's not good. It's good to have a memorial of what you've done, but you cannot hold up achievements to cover for, you know, the cuts and bruises of life. You got to do the work, as a friend of mine says. Overcompensation is when you give too much, too soon, too fast, and more often not, sometimes to the wrong person. Are they deserving of your gift? Is their ground able to hold the potentiality of your gift? I need some help. You doing an extra load of laundry? I mean, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about people who do laundry for other folk who don't even take care of their clothes. I need some help. I'm talking about folks who run their mouth thinking that they're getting the approval and the admiration and the confirmation of a vision of something going forward, but yet you only find that now this person has stabbed you in the back. Why? Because you should have shut your mouth. You should have kept quiet, because everyone is not deserving of your thoughts. Everyone is not deserving of your ideas. I need some help. Everyone is not deserving of what it is that you have to say. And though it is exciting and though it is excruciating, passionate, in the way you have arranged your thoughts, concepts, and ideas, everybody's not ready for it. Everybody doesn't like you. As I said in shows before, everybody is not for you. And you giving too much, too soon, too fast, to more often than not the wrong individuals proves my point. because now comes the obligation. Well, if I give you all of what I have, and in some cases you're trying to give what you don't have. We'll talk about that later on another show. Giving the fake gift, the gift layered in gold, but yet that gold peeleth back. I need some help. But that overcompensation now obligates you and obligates those you are in dealing with. And so the frustration that comes from those who you're dealing with and also from yourself is the obligation now cannot be paid because what you gave was not valued appropriately. I need some help. DJ, you're going to have to help me out. Help the coach out right here and right now. What you gave was not valued to the degree in which you thought you delivered the gift. And so now you're pissed because other individuals are not now compensating you back on the level that you dispensed the gift. I need some help. Let me calm down. See, so you got to learn how to pull back. Now, I ain't talking about y'all you might be listening to the sound of my voice, and you might be self-centered anyhow. You know what I'm saying? And so nobody even notice when you overcompensate. But I'm talking about folks who are always making sure that other folks know, and always making sure other folks have, and always making sure other folks are comfortable, and always making sure that other folks got everything, and you're doing it from a center that has a hole in it. Because when the obligation is not fulfilled on the other end, you are completely disappointed. You are completely hysterical about it. Didn't they see how much I cleaned up? Didn't they see didn't they see how much I put into that? People don't care. One thing I'm finding out, let me calm down. Let me bring myself back in. One thing I'm finding out about folk don't give a toots behind about you. If you find somebody that care about you, it's because you begin to care about yourself. You attract to you that which you yourself have learned to value. And that is one of our biggest struggles in life. We ourselves are not valued at the same level that we project. The valuation must be behind closed doors, not the front that we put on for everybody else. And hence the overcompensation now obligates you to always finish as you started. And then thus when you want to change the compensation, because now you begin to realize that the persons that you're dealing with has very little appreciation, now you're going to run into drama for your mama. Why? Because that's the way you started. You started giving too much and too soon. But yet, you know what? Endure the pain and pull back anyhow. Don't let the left hand know what the right hand is doing. Don't let the right hand know what the left hand is doing. Because in warfare, as we try to hone in and honor our human dignity, at some point you're going to have to go through some pain. And I always say on my shows that you have to self-inflict your pain rather than wait for pain to be inflicted. I need some help. You see what I'm saying? Create an incident to prevent an accident. What do I mean by create an incident? Incident is, you know what, once you know you're overcompensating, pull back. It will lessen the obligation, but it won't lessen the pain that you're going to have to go through from the unfair mama for your drama situation that will unfold and be on display for all to see. And you will be able to sit back in the corner because you created an incident to prevent an accident and say, you know what? I noticed something. When I pulled back, when I kept quiet a little bit more, when I kept my ideas and my concepts to myself, when I did not give that gift because I knew I couldn't afford it anyhow, I need some help. And now I'm seeing unfolding before me a movie of which now I am not in any longer, because the response or the reaction thereof is because I started something I could not finish. But at least I recognize the fact that in the midst of my life's journey, I had bumped my head, but now the wisdom of the matter is I will compensate in a balanced and a modest way. I will not be unfair to myself by giving what I don't have, which is overcompensation often runs into a bankruptcy situation where now you give what you don't have. So where are you going to pull it from? Where are you going to pull it from? That's a whole nother show. Where do you pull those gifts that you're giving to everybody else, but you dare not give them to yourself? Where are you pulling that synergy from? Where are you pulling that from? That's why you feel bankrupt. That's why you feel obligated. That's why you feel trapped. That's why you feel what you feel. I got to go to commercial break. They waving me down. They flagging me. They in my face. The floor director is telling me, Coach, you can't do that. It's my network. Do what I want to do. But yet, I still got to be responsible. Isn't that funny? Isn't that funny? I still got to be responsible with my own network. I just want to encourage you today. We're going to come back after the break and talk about the obligation. What do you do when you have overcompensated to the degree that now people hold you to the highest obligation possible, and yet they call that being responsible? That's a lie. I'm not going to be responsible for a false standard that I set up in the midst of being or operating from a victimized mindset. Yeah, you're going to have to download this one and listen to it again, because you can't get all of this in one take. Take me to a commercial.
Has openings for internships. Learn internet radio, web TV production, audio production, broadcasting platform integration, and so much more. Visit www.sibntelevision.com. That's www.sibntelevision.com. Click on the icon for internships. Complete your application, and a staff member of SIBN Television and Radio Networks will contact you immediately. This is your season. Your talent is required. Your skills will be upgraded when you connect with SIBN Television and Radio Networks today. Visit www.sibntelevision.com. Click on the internship program. Complete your application, and someone from the staff will contact you immediately. For more information, dial 404-910-5019 or email us at globalcoverage@selectusatv.info.
Responsible. Accountable. Who taught you that? My daddy taught me that. That's right, the new book, all the way from Asheville, North Carolina, representing the legacy of Benny Lake, is Keenan Lake, the author of My Daddy Taught Me That, the book and the program for young men in Asheville, North Carolina, and throughout the region. Tune in to the program, the project, and the book at MyDaddyTaughtMeThat.com. For more information, email lake@MyDaddyTaughtMeThat.com or call 828-582-2261. That's 828-582-2261. MyDaddyTaughtMeThat.com.
You're listening to SIBN Radio, powered by Select USA TV. Tune in 24/7 at www.415-96radio.com. Follow us on Twitter at Select USA TV and on Facebook at www.facebook.com/SelectUSATV.
Yeah, we're back here at the Coach's Corner, baby. Keeping it hot, keeping it locked right here. Overcompensation obligates you unfairly. Talking about the obligation, what you can't pay now that you've paid out on credit. Yeah, man. And I hate when you run into somebody and they say, well, you ask them how they doing, you know what I'm saying? And they say, oh, I'm blessed and I'm highly favored. You know, most of us don't admit, I'm highly in debt. I'm emotionally indebted. I'm trapped by the gifts I gave that I couldn't afford. Now, the gifts that are invisible, intangible, that are very possible for us to give, we ought to be working on giving those gifts, but you first have to give those gifts to yourself. As you ride in an airplane and you're going from A to B, as the instructions come over the intercom, it will tell you in the case of an emergency where the cabin is depressurized, the oxygen mask will fall down in front of your face. And we ask that you first help yourself before you help somebody else. In other words, a dead body can't get up and help somebody else breathe. I need some help. So you put the mask on, not the gas mask, but the oxygen mask, sorry. You put the oxygen mask on yourself and then take a breath or two. And then you may be able to help somebody else know what to do. But until then, don't try to help who and what cannot be helped because you yourself have not helped yourself. I need some help. Yeah, you're going to have to rewind that one and listen to that one again, because that's what we do. We overcompensate. So the obligation now becomes a false invoice by which now you have a finger in your face because folks are expecting you to step into the same steps along the journey that you were stepping in all along, but they don't realize that you've changed or that you intend on changing. And don't forget, don't announce your intention on change. Just change. Let change be the shock and awe value that you bring to the next relationship. Stop announcing to all your friends and your family what you gonna do. Just do it. Because you know what? If you do it, you will shock the psychosocial imbalance, the psychosocial balance of power in their own minds. And they will say, oh, you know what? And they'll leave that drama perhaps at home. I need some help. Y'all know I'm crazy. I said it. Yeah, in a good way. The obligation, the invoice that you can't afford, the past due, double due, triple due, we're going to cut your life off invoice because you're not compensating us like you used to. You're not talking to us like you used to. You're not calling us like you used to. You're not telling us everything like you used to. I could go for days on this one right here. The invoice that you can't afford, that they keep submitting because they are used to being spoiled with all of your goods, because misery loves company, because somebody rises from other people's demise. I need some help right there. So it's unfair for you to overcompensate, and it's unfair for you to receive overcompensation. If you see somebody that's giving too much too soon, you need to ask them, what's wrong with you? What's ailing you? What's bothering you? What's causing you to do more than is required? And I'm not talking about, don't start tripping now. Somebody say, well, I got a relationship is 150. No. You do that 50% if you want to. And I guess I tell you what, you're going to be doing that other person's half of that other person's work. Don't start being all philosophical with it. No. You do what you do. You change yourself. And it may feel like because of the nature and the momentum of your change that you're giving another 50% on top of your 100. But honey, let me tell you something. Ain't nobody gonna step to me and say you got to give 150 in order for things to work. You got to go over and beyond. Well, for some of us who were abused, some of us who were abandoned, some of us who were left for dead, some of us who were talked about, scandalized, some of us who were gossiped about and still being gossiped about, some of us who were rejected, we don't need to do that. We need to learn how to balance our giving and our compensation to the degree that we don't owe anybody at the end of the day but to love them and forgive them. I need some help. Oh, I'm going in on this because in this holiday season, the first thing you're going to tend to do is want to overcompensate. You're going to want to give. Listen, I don't care anymore. When you realize that your life is but dust and the right wind come along, blow you here or there, and then you will be nowhere, meaning that you won't exist on this earth anymore, you realize I better get to destiny. I better get to my purpose. I better step it up. I better turn up, as the kids would say. And thus, I will not. It's going to be hard. Everything in life that has value is hard because it gives us the chance to honor that value, to respect it. Someone said a boxer cannot be a great boxer that is, without respecting his opponents. The first thing you have to do is give your opponent respect in order to win in the ring. And we are losing in the ring because our obligations are too high. I got a couple of notes on my desk a few months back that said call this one and that one. And then I also had a couple of notes that I was keeping in my journal and asked myself the question, why do I always call this person but that person don't call me? You ever ask yourself that question? You know, if you always calling somebody and never call you, that ought to tell you something right there. I mean, we both busy. If you ain't busy, make up that you're busy. Never be always available to anyone, everyone at all times. You got to learn how to play the game of life if you want to win. Don't play the games in life. You'll be short-circuited. And if you take shortcuts, you'll get cut short. But if you play the game of life, which means I always got something on my schedule. Let me check my schedule. I felt that right there. Why do I have time to do your laundry when I got to do my laundry? Now, I'll do your laundry as a favor. I need some help. But I'm not going to do your laundry for you when you don't have nothing else to do but your laundry. I need some help. Women always overcompensate because they are relationship beings. They are preferenced relationship-wise before anything else. And that's a compliment. That's a backward compliment, meaning that women have to watch for overcompensation even more than men. Men, okay, we overcompensate, but women tend to overcompensate because they relate more than men. Yes, I said it. Send me an email. Blast me. I don't care. It's the truth. Women are more relationship oriented than men are. But men also overcompensate. Overcompensation comes also from a victim's mentality. When you've been rejected, when pieces and parts of your gem, your heart, your diamond has not been poured out of the deep rock. You have not been affirmed. You have not been confirmed. You have not been encouraged. You have not been embraced. I need some help. Then by all means, now you're going to give what you thought you have because you didn't really get it from the beginning. I need some help. Because now you're trying to win people and you're trying to win friends and influence people until you get that bill. That obligation that now they want you to call them every time. Now they want you to sleep with them every time. I need some help. Now they want you to do this every time. Now they want you to pay for lunch every time. Now hold up. And that's what you need to say. Hold up. Switch, because every human being on the face of this earth should be growing and going from one glory to another glory. That word glory in the Greek, for those Bible scholars out there, means to reflect and hits toward a reflection. From one mirror to another mirror, how do I look now? Am I looking more strong today than I did yesterday? How do I look now? Do I look more wise? Do I sound wiser today than I was on yesterday? How do I look now? Have I embraced my faults? And have I tended to my wounds? How do I look now? From one glory to another glory is where we should be going. From one story to another glory. The obligation is unfair also to your partners because some of you have brand new relationships because you've been working on you, but you double back to the old way. And you need to let your partner, let your business friends, let your co-workers, let your family off the hook. Take yourself off the hook and take your friends and family off the hook because you cannot continue to afford the lifestyle of delivering these varying gifts that you cannot afford. Give the gift to yourself that it may multiply continuously and bring to you the gifts that you truly deserve, that will enhance you, that will make you even whole, if you will, that will encourage your wholeness, if you will. But giving beyond measure to win and influence people must stop here and now. I cannot afford to please everyone. I cannot afford to hold on to slogans that cover for pain. I cannot afford to practice a protocol that is broken to cover for past abandonment issues or rejection issues. Now is my time to walk this journey and change myself. Why? Because as we say on DCC, I am the common denominator. In every situation, if it is to be, it is up to me and my divinity. I need some help right there. I am too important to give away the core of who I'm yet discovering. I need some help. You need to write that one down. I said I am too important to give away the core of who I am yet discovering. And part of that is that some of y'all had too much sex. Let me just put it out there like that, with all these different partners. Or with the same partner who never moves from the post from where you met them. I need some help. You see, one thing about sex is another confirmation or conclusion or a copulation of compensation. I got to go. I I can't go into it now. That's a whole nother show, man. It's the coach, man. Whatever you do, follow me on Twitter at Select USA TV, man. Follow me on Facebook if you can. We got a multiplicity of radio show pages, but my page is the coach. The coach is going on SRBN Radio, man. Whatever you do, tune in.
SRBN Radio, powered by Select USA TV. Tune in 24/7 at www.415-96radio.com. Follow us on Twitter at Select USA TV and on Facebook at www.facebook.com/Select USA TV.